The sand was white and cruel. It reflected everything. The sun, the stairs, my scars. My sister leaned close, voice sweet enough to poison. "Still wearing long sleeves?" she said, eyes skimming my forearm. "What are you hiding now?" Laughter rippled behind her. Navy whites. Polished shoes. Gold buttons. The kind of men my father respected. She raised her voice. He washed out. Couldn't make it. A walking reminder of wasted potential. My father said nothing. He didn't even look at me. I stood there with the ocean breathing behind me, feeling the old heat climb my neck. The scars pulsed. Not from pain, from memory. I didn't defend myself. I never do. Defense is noise. Silence is leverage. 5 years earlier, silence saved lives. But I didn't say that. I watched the tide pull back, slow and patient. I waited, because I knew what was coming. I remember when my sister used to hold my hand crossing streets, when my father used to ask about my day, before ambition taught them to sharpen smiles. Back then, I believed loyalty was inherited. I believed blood meant backup. I joined because I wanted to serve something that didn't lie, something that didn't need applause. I trained until my hands bled and my lungs burned clean. When I came home, they clapped at dinner. When I left again, they forgot. Then the mission happened. The one no one could talk about. The one that doesn't exist in polite conversations or family albums. There was an explosion. There was fire. There were men screaming in a language I knew well enough to translate regret. I pulled 3 out. I dragged one the rest of the way. The 4th died in my arms, asking me to tell his mother he'd tried. The scars came later. The discharge papers came quietly. My sister called it a failure. My father called it unfortunate. Neither asked what it cost. I started noticing the betrayal in small ways. The pauses when I spoke. The way invitations stopped coming. The jokes at my expense that arrived wrapped as concern. Then came the beach trip. A luxury resort. My sister's idea. "Let's all reconnect," she said. Cameras everywhere. Officers everywhere. A stage built for humiliation. I knew what she wanted. A public verdict. So I planned. I didn't react when she mocked me online. I didn't correct my father when he nodded along. I didn't flinch when strangers stared at my sleeves. I called an old number instead. I sent a single file. Time-stamped. Declassified last winter. A mission report that had finally surfaced. And I waited. On the beach, my sister finished her speech with a shrug. Some people just aren't cut out for greatness. She smiled. The crowd murmured approval. That's when the footsteps changed. Not the lazy walk of vacationers. Not the polished glide of ceremony. These steps were precise, measured. An older man stopped in front of me. White hair. Deep lines. Eyes that didn't miss details. He looked at my scars. He didn't pity them. He straightened. "I've been looking for you for 5 years," he said. The beach went quiet. My sister laughed, nervous. "Sir, I think you have the wrong—" He didn't look at her. He raised his hand, and he saluted me. Perfect form. No hesitation. The officers behind him followed. My father's jaw dropped. My sister's smile collapsed into something small and ugly. The Admiral spoke calmly. "You saved my son." I didn't breathe. "He was the one you carried," the Admiral continued. "He lived long enough to come home. Long enough to hold his daughter." He lowered his hand. "You were never a failure. You were erased. On purpose." The silence cracked. The confrontation didn't need shouting. It didn't need tears. My sister tried to speak. The Admiral shut it down with a glance. My father finally looked at me. Really looked. As if trying to reassemble a picture he'd thrown away. I let him struggle. The Admiral explained the delay. The classification. The politics. How some heroes don't fit narratives. How some sacrifices are too inconvenient for headlines. Then he turned to me. "We're correcting the record." A reporter stepped forward. Cameras came alive. I said nothing. I didn't need to. The truth has weight. It lands on its own. Later, my sister found me near the water. "You planned this," she hissed. I watched the waves. "No," I said. "I survived it." She accused me of betrayal, of embarrassing the family, of stealing her moment. I almost laughed. "You stole years," I said. "I just took 5 minutes back." She left in tears. It didn't feel good. It felt necessary. My father approached after sunset. He apologized without excuses. It sounded fragile, real. I accepted it without warmth. Forgiveness isn't reconciliation. It's a boundary. That night, alone, I rolled up my sleeves. The scars caught the moonlight. They looked different now. Less like damage. More like proof. I thought about silence. About patience. About how revenge doesn't always need destruction. Sometimes it needs timing. I didn't rise because they fell. I rose because I never stopped standing. And when the world finally looked at me, it had to salute.